Hello my friends, and welcome back to our continued blind let's play of Ace Attorney Spirited Justice. My name is the FlightlessBird, this is your story-based game channel, and today we continue on with case number 4, Turnabout Storyteller. Was it storyteller or turnabout? It's one of the two. I hope you're all having a wonderful, fantastic, amazing, awesome day today. This case has been on my mind in the last, since I last played this game. And the reason it's been on my mind because, at least right now, I feel that this case is not delivering for me. It's hard. I'm finding it hard to be excited about this case. Now, I'm still going to give it my all, and I'll still treat it like I would any Ace Attorney case. It's just coming off of that last case, to be thrown in a case with Athena in a situation that seems totally disconnected to what we just saw. It almost feels like, and I said this in my Discord when I was talking to some friends about this game, it almost feels like filler content. Like you're watching Dragon Ball Z and there's a fight coming up, and instead you got an episode on baseball. While the episode on baseball isn't a bad episode, it's not what you want to see. And it almost feels like they're making you wait on the thing that you want. And again, it's as if this case should have been it's as if this case should have been the third case, and the third case should have been the fourth case. I don't know just yet, and I hope I'm wrong about this, but that's just my initial thoughts of this case. Because I feel underwhelmed at the moment. And it's kind of sad, because I feel that way on a case starring Athena, when I should be excited to see Athena, because we haven't really seen her step up. But I want to get to the other thing too, Anyway, let's continue on. No, I was just trying to find the truth. Why is the whole gallery starting with Prosecutor Sahdmadhi? The people understand. They know what is right and what is wrong. That lawyer's still in training, isn't she? Why is she all by herself? I hear the voices of the gallery. I can hear the voices of the hearts. It's so intense. I feel so alone up here, fighting all by myself. Are you afraid, child? It is ludicrous to come to a trial with such paltry preparation for the soul. I command you to leave this courtroom at once. But I can't give up. I have to keep pressing on. As long as there was a moment when nobody was watching a dressing room door, the defendant can't be convicted solely on Prosecutor Blackquill and Gedu's testimonies. Even now you will continue to resist. You are childish in defeat as well, I see. I'm not up for the cut yet, Buster. I'm just getting started. Despite your posturing, is it not true that your resolve could crumble at any moment? With but a little push, you would surely succumb to despair. A little push was such as with this piece of conclusive evidence. Conclusive evidence, huh? I think I'm misreading all of his sentences. I'm sorry, I don't know why. That is correct. We found a critical piece of evidence at the scene of the crime. The victim's dying message, which clearly indicates the accused, Bucky Wet. Look at these Japanese playing cards, known as karuta, lined up on the table. Okay. I see 4 to the front, 3 to the back. I don't know the game, so I don't know how I can learn anything from this. These special English version karuta cards spell out a message. The message, what number 4? What number 4? You mean what noodle number 4? Well, that doesn't mean anything. The guy is dead. You're just interpreting something when you don't know what the interpretation is. That's not fair. Yes, what noodle number 4 is the 4th head chef of what soba is also known. The message points to none other than the accused, Blackquill. Yeah, but that message could be anything. That message could be, hey, this is the guy that's gonna take over my business. That message could be, hey, this is the guy that killed me. That message could be absolutely nothing, but the killer framed Bucky, so that way that's what the message says for us to make us think that's what actually happened. I mean, you can't use it as a conclusive evidence. That's not conclusive evidence. No! Oh, that makes perfect sense, didn't it? No, it doesn't! It doesn't! It does not! Wow, great job, Mr. Prosecutor. Oh no, this is really, really bad. What do I do? What do I do? Crime scene report updated in court record contains photos of the crime scene. The victim's time message is clearly visible in them. Would you still carry on your futile flight in the place of this irrefutable evidence? You can say whatever you want, but we want to... Just interrupted me. That was rude. It's cruel to give the accused false hope. You will only compound his suffering. Why? People of the courtroom. Why is people of the courtroom? Do you not agree? He's right. It's cruel to make him suffer with its conclusive evidence. What an incompetent noob. I feel bad for the victim and the defendant. Well, what? But I'm trying to put Mr. What's innocent here. I know you can hear them, defense. Their voices implore you to save the accused's soul. It is time for you to let it go and move on, you inexperienced lawyer. You lack the competence with which to accomplish anything meaningful here. Is he right? Is this too much for me to handle on my own? What good is she doing anybody? She should just quit right now. Gag. Now, defense. Leave everything to this humble servant of the Holy Mother.
Silence.
Wait, did you just join me on my bench? He is trying to use your keen sense of hearing against you to manipulate the trial, Athena. What a treat chick for a supposedly holy man. Simon? Yeah, why you join me? I thought you couldn't do that. And you, fuck doodles in the gallery. Can't a man watch a trial in peace? This unexperienced amateur is about to turn this trial around. Does that prosecutor really think she can turn things around? The mood of this courtroom has started to change. Prosecutor Blackquill, what are you doing at the defense's bench? I grow tired of watching from the gallery. Besides, if I were to leave this trial to this spring chick and lose my favorite soba shop in the process, I will be quite cross. You voluntarily stand on the side of impurity and sin. Truly, what a fool you are. To think you were so easily manipulated by his parlor tricks. Whatever happened to qualified and capable Athena? I just let my guard down a little bit, but it won't happen again. Then grind up your loins and steel yourself for battle. I'm not grinding up anything in this skirt. I'm not grinding up anything in this skirt. But I am ready to get serious. It seems there is now yet another soul I must cast down into hell. I was in prison for a long time. And hell has no worse than hell, to be honest. Ah, but the fires of hell will not be the end of your suffering. For the sin you have just committed, you shall surely be reborn as a panda in your next life. A white and black reverse panda that is. So we got the chicken panda, got it. And you shall be put in a zoo to be exposed to public ridicule. A threat like that will work on Pussycat Blackquill. After all, he's already used to look at things looking like a panda in this life. Oh my god. Who are you calling a panda? Sorry. I see that you're both prepared to face the fires of damnation. Garu, thank you for your service. You may step down now. Okie dokie. Bye bye, balloon! Does everything have to be about balloons with her? No then. I have a witness prepared to testify about the Kurita cards. And who is the witness this time? The first to discover the body and someone who witnessed the crime scene firsthand. Mr. Uendo Tornado. The time has come for that ponytail pair over there to finally let it all go and move on. Very well, let's bring this witness in then. Hello? Witness, please state your name and your occupation. I am the Rakugo storyteller, Uendo Tornado. Even if my performance isn't worth watching, I will certainly watch my words. I wouldn't want to say anything thoughtless and get arrested. After all, that'd be a Rakugo no. I mean, Rakugo no. Hey, hey, hey. Thank you, everybody, and good night.
Hold it!
What the heck? Is everyone in this trial like completely bonkers? You can't leave yet. You've only just introduced yourself. Whoa, my. Are you a fan of mine, miss? Would you like my autograph? One moment. Ow! That was a weird, like, ow. What do you think you're doing? It's like I hit her in her chest or something. It was like really weird movement there. I mean, it was just a fan for crying out loud. No need to set out ceremony. My fan deserves a fan, after all. A fan for a fan. Nice one. Oh, why is it, Simon? How are you on this fine day, sir? Quite a dilly of a pickle we've had ourselves in, wouldn't you say? I don't believe I've ever seen you talk quite so much, Uendo. Uendo! He makes innuendos. Is that his thing? Probably not. That would be kind of weird, right? Innuendo Tornado. You and Autumn Ado. Uendo. Never performed in a place like this, you know. I got butterflies here, can't you see? Hee hee. Why do I always get the weird ones? I just said that as saying, no, it's good to know our protagonists are on the same page. Pardon me, witness. As much as I enjoy your banter, I believe we had better return to the case at hand. I suppose you're right, in that case. I was promoted to Futatsumi yesterday. I received the stage name of Uendo. The show was a way of celebrating my new name in mid-rank standing, hehe. And then, that happened. Ah. I never dreamed something like that would happen, not in a million years. And just as I got my chance to start repaying my debt to Shisho, too. Yeah, plus, I'm worried about Geru. The way she clung to Shisho. Poor thing, I told her to keep a stiff upper lip. Stiff like Rigamotis, huh? Keep telling these lame jokes and Shisho will come towards you from the grave. I wouldn't mind getting yelled at, you know, if I met seeing him again. What the? He's talking to himself right now. It's really weird. Uendo, please, as charming as your various characters are, this is the Rakugo stage. Oh, okay. That's why he's talking to himself. Got it. Let us hear testimony now, witness. Tell the court about the evidence left at the scene, the proof of the accused's guilt. Witness testimony. Shisho's dying message. I noticed Shisho's dying message right away. The stiff cards were right there next to the stiff, you see. Hey now, enough with the silly puns already, hee hee. This is so weird. Anyway, I got the meaning right away. I knew it must have been talking about Baki. That was the master's found message. That it was drowning in sober bath. It's so not like Shisho. It's so like Shisho not to write Baki's name outright. Plain and simple wasn't his style. Well, that was certainly a more entertaining testimony than usual. The variety of characters performed by the witness was absolutely splendid. But he shouldn't be performing any characters in the first place, Your Honor. And Uendo, that murder weapon hasn't been determined yet. So, how can you say the victim was drowned in soba booth? Broth. It's obvious. All you have to do is look at the crime scene. He was found with his face shoved in a bowl. It's only natural to assume he was drowned in the bath for the neuters. Except we're not here to assume things, Uendo, so please just stick to the facts. My, it's so like a soba shift to kill someone like this way, wouldn't you say? And with the Kuta message left behind, it's clear Bakiwa did it. Setting aside the issue of the murder weapon for now. Though that dying message certainly does seem to be irrefutable evidence. How? Indeed, it proves the absolute guilt of the accused. Even I got to admit that I can't see how that message could mean anything else. Baki used Soba for the deed. Ought to get back the Soba shop deed. God, this guy. This testimony makes Mr. Wet look super guilty. I had to do something. That's his conclusive evidence. What a farce. What do you mean, Simone? What's this? I thought you said you weren't planning on asking me for help. I did, and I won't. Thank you very much. Someone must have found an inconsistency in the testimony. I better listen carefully and try to see what he found. Shisho's dying message. I know this. She shows a message right away.
Hold it!
Uendo, when you saw the cards on the table, what made you think they were Master Tornado's dying message? Well, it was a coded message right there next to the body. I'm sure anybody would have thought that they were there to name his killer. I love murder mysteries and often watch them on TV. Uh-oh, I see. I saw a similar scene during a murder mystery marathon last Tuesday. That's what made me think this must be a dying message. The stiff cards were right there next to the stiff, you see.
Hold it!
The cards were on the table. Your master's body was slumped over here, right? You must have been suspiciously calm to notice that at the time. As I said, the stiff cards were right there next to the stiff, so they were hard to miss. But wouldn't it have been more natural to notice the victim rather than the cards? Ah, the message just caught my eye. Because the stiff cards were right there next to the stiff. You just said that. Yes, but the fact hardly seems significant enough to make a person take note of them. Stiff cards next to the stiff. So basically, there was no real reason for them to catch your eye, was there? So weird. Hey now, enough with the silly puns already. Hee hee.
Hold it!
That's right, I need you to give your testimony, not perform a scene. Please remember, you're on the witness stand, not the stage. But look at all these wonderful people in the audience. It's only natural for an entertainer to want them to have some fun, hee hee. I guess we could let a few jokes slide, right?
The inevitable bleeding of your work into other areas of life. I know how that is. I find myself being unadmittedly judgmental in my personal life too.
Right, that's exactly what I'm talking about. Well done, Your Honor. Guess you can't judge a book by Guess you can't judge a judge by its cover.
Ho ho ho! I advise the defense not to be so critical of the witness.
Yes, Your Honor. Much obliged, hee hee. Anyway, I got the meaning right away. I know it must have been talking about Bucky, hee hee.
Hold it!
The cards do spell out what number 4. No, I bet you anything, the trick here is it doesn't spell what number 4. It spells out the real person somehow. The problem is this has been translated. So because it's been translated, it's hard to work this out fully. Because you could probably scramble up what number 4 to say something else. But the message is probably a little bit different in English than Japanese. So like you could say for not Hugh, or not for we, or note for for. I don't know. I'm just thinking like the secret to this puzzle is probably that is not what it should be. It should not say what number 4. It should say something else. We just don't know what it is yet. The cards do spell out what number 4, which could be interpreted as what noodle number 4, I guess. I suppose you took this to mean Bucky what? There's only one noodle around here. There's only one wet noodle around here. And you've seen that giant 4 on his back. It's the only interpretation that makes sense. Yeah, I guess so. But wait a minute. What is it? What if there's another wet noodle in the area? What? Did I see something strange? Bucky is the sole heir to the shop. So enough with the ludicrous straw grasping. Hey, how was I supposed to know? Just listen to the testimony again and find the glaring inconsistency. Then, what was the Master's final message? Like as he was, that was the Master's final message. Like as he was drowning in sober bath.
Hold it!
So the victim lined up those cards in his final moments. How can you be so certain that's how it went down? I know, Shisho. You would never let someone get the last word on him, even in death. With his face in the sober bath, and his consciousness fading away. He left a message that pointed toward Bucky as he left the world. This is the only way it could have happened. Wait. The only way? Now you're just speculating. Look, a die message is something you leave as you're dying, right? I saw a scene like that in a detective show. Uendo, we have a scene in my country. Silence is more precious than diamonds. Please do not speak any more than is necessary. But talking is my livelihood, you know. I talk all the time. This and that, truths and untruths. I can't stop myself from talking. Hopefully I'll stick to the truths without any of those untruths. It's so like Shisho not to write Bucky's name outright. Plain and simple wasn't his style.
Hold it!
But do you think it's strange? Don't you think it's strange? Could a dying person really leave such a convoluted message? Even in the throes of death, it was in Shisho's nature to throw in a twist somehow. Truly, the consummate entertainer until the very end, don't you think? Was he really that good? Was he really that good of a man, Simon? It would have been no easy task, to be sure. But who knows? He wasn't an entertainer for 55 years for nothing. If I ever bite the big one, like that one, I want to leave a message as good as she shows, hee. Well, let's hope it never comes to that. So someone, are all Rakugo artists like this? It's hard to say. It would simply be the eccentricity of an entertainer, or perhaps he's hiding something. Well, he doesn't have to entertain people in a court of law. And if he is trying to hide something, maybe it'll show up as a contradiction or something. Alright, we don't have a lot of evidence, so... Backstage diagram. We've already used this once. The crime scene report. The autopsy report. Suffocation, nothing was found in his lungs. The deed for the shop. Invitation. Showing a letter from the victim. Simple greeting, rundown. Gary was to perform a balloon act, and then Uendo was to do his soba glutton routine. And Final Master Tornado was to perform his timed soba routine. Mr. Tornado was confirmed alive. At 4, Bucky went into the room at 4:10 and 4:20. Left at 4:20. Uendo had discovered the victim's body upon entering the room after Bucky left. Before Bucky came to the theater, Gary was outside feeding her dog a number of dumplings. The dog buried his leftovers in the yard. Okay. So he noticed the message right away. That's debatable. Stiff cards were over there right next to the stiff. Silly puns, whatever. I knew it must have been talking about Bucky. Again, we're not sure of that because we can't actually read these. The victim was making soba noodles to scratch the dressing room. This room is covered in soba flour. There are 2 drink cans in the fridge. What does it matter that there's 2 drink cans in the fridge? But I don't know how this helps me right now. That was a monster's final message left as he was drowning in soba broth. So like Shisho not to write Bucky's name outright. He died by suffocation, not drowning. Further, there was nothing found in his lungs. If he would have drowned, there would have been water or some liquid in his lungs, right? So this here is a contradiction to how he died.
Objection!
Got it. I don't know how that helps me, though. I mean, it just says that he doesn't know how he was killed, which means he's not the murderer because he said the wrong murder type, right? There's a contradiction in Uendo's testimony.
And would you care to explain here, Miss Sykes?
Certainly, Your Honor. According to the autopsy report, nothing unusual was found in the victim's lungs.
Yes, it does say that, doesn't it?
If he had drowned in a bowl of soba, then there should have been soba broth in his lungs. But since there wasn't any, it means the victim was suffocated with something other than soba broth. Alright, but again, I don't know how this helps me right now. Okay.
What?
This is a contradiction, hasn't it, Simone? Huh, not bad at all. Haha, guess I showed you.
But the drowning in the soba wasn't the cause of death. Well then what was? The victim's face was into the bowl. Well then when was? Yeah.
Typhoid Tornado's face was thrust into the bowl after his murder? So he wasn't suffocated with the noodles. Because no soba broth was discovered in the victim's lungs, his head must have been placed into the bowl after he was killed. And that's what the soda broth must have been spilled into the Karuta cards. In other words, the victim could not have lined up the cards as he was drowning.
I see. So it was done after he was already dead. But why would the culprit do such a thing?
I'm afraid I don't know yet.
Objection!
I mean, the music was going so well, and then you did this. Come on, dude. Huh. You boast of psychological expertise, yet you cannot determine such a simple motive. My sides are liable to split at the absurdity. What? And I suppose you know why? Of course. Desecrating the body in that manner indicates a strong sense of enmity on the part of the perpetrator.
Yes, it does make some sense indeed. Certainly paints a clear picture of the culprit's feelings towards the victim.
Feelings of resentment over the theft of the soba shop's deed, no doubt. Just great. Now the judge has an even more unfavorable impression of Bucky.
Silence!
Must you come undone at every juncture? If the culprit had time enough to set up Master Tornado's body, do you think they would have honestly failed to notice the dying message? Good point. The cards were right in front of his body after all. Rationally speaking, there's no way the culprit could have missed that, huh?
Objection.
Ah, but was the accused not rational at the time, given the way he stormed out of that room?
Silence.
Never mind that. I have something more important to ask Uendo. Me? You saw the critic cards firsthand, did you not? Would you care to tell us about them in a bit more detail? Those tiny crime scene photos show us precious little of what I wish to know.
Well, those cards are for Shisho's special summer seeds of Tokyo Pass. It.
Each card is related in some way to Soba. Spare me the history lesson. Just tell me how the cards looked at the scene and no more.
Well, there was soda breath spilled all over them. Oh, that's not much help, I'm afraid. Prosecutor Sahdmadhi, you have a photo that shows the cards more clearly.
I do. Please accept this meager offering, Your Honor. Okay, why don't you get it to me sooner? Okay, that's how they say what number 4. Wavy, hound, equipment, traditional, nostalgic, ouch, ouch, 4. You know when they're placed this way, I see a message here. Woe, W-O-E, for Nat, hint, hunt, Dan? Woe for Dan? I don't know. I'm trying to figure out a hidden message here because I get the feeling like there's a hidden message here. I just don't know what the hidden message is.
Oh my, what delightful looking cards.
Well. Tearing Prosecutor Sandmonk's conclusive evidence apart should be a breeze with this. Huh? Would you like to just take over? I mean, on one hand, I get the feeling like this case is designed to give Athena some closure in this series because she may not be a part of the next 2 cases. But how is it getting her closure when she's basically being helped step by step by someone else? Like, she's not really coming into her own here. Don't tell me you haven't noticed. Don't be silly. Of course I have. I've noticed, not noticed anything, but I can't exactly say that now, can I? Quota cards and victims restroom when they spelled what number 4.
Miss Sykes, you release the opponent with the prosecution's claim about these cards.
Well, go on then. Alright, it's do or die. All I have to do is study the picture and these cards. They were rearranged, although I don't know how. That's the problem. I can't believe I can't figure it out. What is it? It could say D41 or D14 or I don't know. These cards were rearranged.
But how can you tell?
Please take a good look at these cards, Your Honor. The answer is right in front of us. At least they told us pretty quick. But again, that makes me annoyed because I feel like I should know this answer and I don't, and the game's kind of like taunting me here.
Where exactly should we be looking, Miss Sykes?
Oh. Oh. Oh, I get it now. Look at the stains on the cards. The H. Do you see the H? The bottom right card. The bottom right part of the card is untouched. But that's impossible. Because it's right there in the middle. Please focus your attention on the symbol busting on these cards. I don't know what they mean yet. I can't rearrange them manually, and it's gonna be hard to do that if I can't do that. The outline of these scenes don't match up with the largest scene on the table.
Oh, would you look at that? You're absolutely right. And,
Please recall that the symbol broth was spilled and got on the cards after the murder. When the victim's face was placed in the bowl.
Yes, go on.
By the scenes, we could see that the culprit deliberately rearranged the cards after that. In other words, this message was altered in order to pin the crime on the client.
What? Well, then if we put the cards back in the original positions.
We can restore the evidence and see who the cards were really pointed toward.
Whether that's true.
Bakun. Then what are we waiting for? Let's do this. All I have to do is rearrange the cards so that the stage match up. I hope I can actually rearrange the cards. That would be cool. Yes, I can. Neat. Let's see. Where was this W card event originally? I like how I can do this. This is cool. It would be up here. Perfect. Okay, the H card is next. Let's see. Where was this H card originally? Down here. Yes, now the E card. Let's see. Where was this E card? Up here? A perfect match. Next up is the T card. Let's see. And it would have been better if I could move them individually and not do it like this, but limitations probably. Great, this fits right in there. Now the end card. Top right. There, that looks good. Now O. Let's see, where was this O card? Here? Nice, almost done now. Last card is 4. Let's see, where's this 4 card?
Take that!
Owen 4th? The message, what number 4? Was originally supposed to say Owen the 4th. I should have known that. Is anyone named Owen? And this original message is unclear to the identity of the two culprits.
What?
That indignant look on Prosecutor Sadmonk's face is absolutely priceless. This is absurd. So it was originally Owen the 4th? It wasn't what, number 4? Maybe the lawyer is smarter than we thought.
Order in the court. Well, I never said I would imagine that there were more to these cards than meets the eye.
Spelled Owen the 4th.
So now that that's settled, what does this Owen the 4th mean?
The dots. Wait, am I? Who else, you suppose, to provide an explanation? Of course it's you. But I hadn't thought that far ahead yet. Change the cards all you want around if you like. But if you cannot explain what that message means, then it is as worthless as you are, defense. No! And so the spring chick that fancies itself a graceful swan is brought back down to earth. I had to do something, but what? Still your thoughts for a second. There's a perfect witness to question over there. Oh right, that's a good idea. Come on, Athena, get a hold of yourself. Uendo, does the phrase Owen the Fourth mean anything to you?
No. There's no one named Owen in the Tornado family or a circle of friends. Go ahead, ask anyone you like.
You can't be serious. Having rummaged the empty mind, I see you have, as expected, turned up nothing. What if the fourth is 4 personalities? Like this guy has like 4 personalities for 4 different characters. I think he has 4. I mean, yeah, I think he has 4 different styles from what I've seen.
Silence.
So nice to see that on our side for a change. I'm afraid I have no idea who the devil this Owen the Fourth is either. But the fact remains that the cards were arranged to pin the blame on Mr. Wet. That in itself proves that the defendant isn't the real culprit. Prosecutor Blackquill is right. Besides, the important question here is not who does the message report to, but rather who rearranged the cards. Tisk, why didn't you point that out earlier if you already knew? Sorry. In any case, there were 2 opportunities for someone to rearrange the cards. The first was when Mr. White entered the dressing room, and the second was when Uendo discovered the body. Are you accusing me of rearranging the cards? Me, who came to testify out of the goodness of my heart? Well, you didn't exactly come running out screaming right away, did you? Even a mere 2 to 3 minutes is more than enough time to get up to some devilry. So what exactly were you doing in there, Uendo?
Sip.
Put down the tea and spit out your answer!
Mr. Prosecutor. What's a guy supposed to do at a time like this?
Silence is more precious than diamonds, witness. Therefore, you need only stay silent. The defense is devious. They're waiting for you to make a slip of the tongue.
Oh, I see. So that's what after, is it? In that case.
Your Honor, I have decided not to say another word. Very good. After all, your right to remain silent is protected by law. You know what's also protected by law? It's called innocent until proven guilty. There is no evidence that points to our person's guilt. You do not have any evidence to point to our person's guilt. This case should be over right now. Yeah. Well, Prosecutor Blackquill, any other brilliant ideas you'd like to share? Did you hear that, Sykes-to-know? A Rakugo artist who's afraid to speak. Who's ever heard of such a thing? Are you trying to taunt him into talking? Such a petty trick will never work. That's right, I'm not going to fall for it. I'm only asking to hear your story. Besides, it is not your job to tell your tales if there is an audience to listen.
But even so, I had the right to refuse to answer.
The more you keep quiet, the more we want you to talk. That's simply human nature. Isn't that right, people at the gallery? Even with this wonderful audience in front of you, you still refuse to talk. If so, then perhaps you chose a wrong line of work, my friend. Are you saying that I should quit? Because I'm not afraid to speak my mind, I'll have you know. Oh no, never mind what I said. It is scary to talk. It's absolutely terrifying. But no, as a Rakugo artist, I must talk. If I don't, how can I ever show my face on stage again? Your Honor, I'm ready to testify. He did it. He managed to convince Uendo with his power suggestion technique. Bully for you, Uendo. That's as a real Rakugo artist should be.
Alright, if the witness wishes to testify, well then, by all means, please do so.
To be turned by such an obvious ploy. What a man of weak spirit. In the dressing room. After my performance, I went to visit Shisho. I urged him to come out from the room, but he didn't reply. When I entered the dressing room, I saw Shisho slumped over the table, motionless. See, he seems to have multiple, personas. Maybe that means by 4. From what I could tell, there do not appear to be any inconsistencies in the testimony. Of course there aren't any. Because I'm not trying to hide anything. Prosecutor Samadhi's right. I don't see anything inconsistent either. But I did pick up on some fake discord in Uendo's heart. No! I mean, I guess I knew this was coming. Powder all you would like, defense, but it is pointless. Your Honor, I believe there is no need for further deliberation.
Hold it!
I disagree, Your Honor. I detected discord in the voice of the witness's heart. There's a clear indication that Uendo is facing some sort of inner turmoil.
Are you saying what I think you're saying, Miss Sykes?
Yes, Your Honor. The defense would like to conduct a quick therapy session on this witness.
Objection.
Uendo, there is no need for you to submit to this so-called therapy.
It's fine by me. I have nothing to hide. Bring it on.
Impetus fool. Why will you not listen to the guidance of this humble servant of the Holy Mother?
If the witness wishes to proceed, I see no problem, prosecutor.
In one ear and out the other. It seems this performer has no need of your so-called guidance, prosecutor sad monk. Just know this, Uendo. Your folly will surely earn you divine retribution. Thanks, Simon. I'm going to make the most of this opportunity that you created for me. Just keep your wits about you. I will. Uendo, could you tell us again about what happened in the dressing room? Oh god, here we go. Do I have time to do this right now, or should I wait for... I think I may have time for this. It's just... maybe? After my performance, I went to visit Shisho. So there's no pressing here. So I just need to find the right one. I called him from outside the room, but he didn't reply. When I entered the dressing room, I saw Shisho slumped over the table motionless. So that's fear and sadness. What I want to know here is, why is he happy that he didn't reply? Oh, I know, something doesn't match, but that didn't do anything. Match. Haha, I see. Match as in. Managed to assert a thoughtful, calculated hypothesis. Wow, where did that come from? In other words, you are something here that didn't match, correct? It appears you met your match. No worries. That was just one match. There's still the rest of the game to go. I mean, I'm never... these are always kind of hard, okay? Okay, you're happy that you're going to see Shisho. You want to be angry, you want to be sad, you want to be shocked, you want to be afraid. I called out to him from outside the room. You're still excited to see your master? This one, though, I'm confused why... Was it surprise down there? Why is he surprised that he's not replying? Well, that's not it either. At least I'm not losing health for these. Because some of these can be really hard. And then he's sad. I mean, I would be sad too if my master was summed up. Wait a second. Why is he not shocked here? I mean, you can understand him sad, but wouldn't he be shocked as well? Because that means that he knew his master was already dead. Oh, Uendo, I'm noticing something strange with his emotions. Something stranger, but changes his toe skin, you say. What? No, something strange with these emotions. How could you have heard something stranger with cheesy toe skin? What? I don't know. Maybe it's me who's got some cheese in my ears. Guy's so weird. Did he will the floor to open up and swallow his cushions out of shame for that bad joke? The point I'm trying to make is that I know something unexpected in your emotions. Now stop hiding and come out where we can see you.
Billy, please bring the witness a few replacement cushions.
What the heck? So, what's this unexpected thing you notice? I can't even see you anymore. Oh, come on. His honor said a few cushions, not a few dozen. Yeah, what's going on in this case?
Now that we've all had a good laugh, please continue, Miss Sykes.
This is not a laughing matter. Who's laughing? Exactly. Alright, focus, Athena. Focus, Flightless. Don't let yourself get rattled. When you entered the room and saw your master slept motionless over the table, you weren't the least bit shocked at Uendo. Don't you think that's a little odd?
Is it, though?
The lack of surprise means you were prepared for what you saw. Yeah. And I think I know why. The reason that Uendo wasn't shaken when he saw his master's dead body is because he knew about his master's death, obviously. Oh, Uendo, I think maybe the reason you were shaken was because you already knew you would find your master dead. That's a weird response there. I kind of like it though, it's kind of funny.
What? What kind of thing is that to say? You got it all wrong. Oh, I remembered something. I thought Shisho was sleeping when I first saw him. Hey.
That's half. You thought he was sleeping? It sounds possible, but... What made you think that he was asleep?
Well, he had his head and arms up on the table as if he were taking a nap. One other thing, there was a note too.
A note? What note? Ah, he must be talking about this. It appears to have been written by the victim. Resting, do not disturb. Allow me to read it. Resting, do not disturb.
Yes, that's the note I saw.
After reading that, who would have think Shisho was napping? But then why would you be sad? If you knew it was napping, he would have been sad.
That's a pretty reasonable explanation.
You got to be kidding me. Tafu's note added to the court record. Well, that's right. I saw this note, so that's why I thought Shisho was asleep. I want to change my testimony to include that statement. Alright, I'll run an update. Okay, what was updated? I went to Shisho, I called out to him from outside the room, but he didn't reply. Info update. When I opened the door, I thought he was sleeping. But something seemed off, so I rushed over to him. I was shocked to find him dead. I couldn't believe my eyes. Why are you angry here? That emotion just came out of nowhere. Like, why is he angry all of a sudden? Uendo, I know something funny in emotions again. Ah, funny, you say? I guess an entertainer of my caliber can make people laugh even with my emotions. I didn't mean that kind of funny. Quite the opposite, really. When you entered the dressing room, I see that you suddenly felt anger. What I want to know is what made you feel angry all of a sudden? What? Let's see. Oh yeah, now I remember. As I was going in, I whacked my little piggy on something. You whacked your little piggy on something? What? I was annoyed at my own clumsiness, hee hee. You mean his toe? Wait, you mean he stubbed your pinky toe? Just a little bump on my little piggy. I know, big deal. It's embarrassing, really. Sounds more like he's hiding something. I'd better dig a little bit deeper. No need to be embarrassed, Uendo. But I'm afraid it's something that we need to look into. I don't really see anything you could have stepped your toe on. In the area around the dressing room door in this picture. But maybe there was something there at the time. Uendo, what exactly did you stub your toe on?
Objection.
What's an irrelevant question? You dishonor the soul of the victim with these unnecessary delays. You tell her, really, who doesn't stub their toe every once in a while? You really gotta fuss over every small detail like this? Well, the thing is... Even the most subtle fluctuations of person's sight can close into the truth. Yeah... I don't know where this case is going yet. But, you know, at least I'm interested in the case. You know, if I put my bias aside, if I just enjoy this case for what it is, and not in the context of where it is, I think I'm enjoying this better. But if I just focus on where it is, which is immediately after case 3, then I'm still thinking, okay, this case isn't... Well, let me just hurry through the case. But no, if I slow myself down, and I'll just let myself just enjoy what I'm looking at, it's a lot more fun. And I'm enjoying it. And if you're enjoying it, don't forget to hit that thumbs up, to like, favorite, and subscribe. Much love to you, my dear friends. I thank you for everything, and I hope you have a wonderful, fantastic day today. I'll see you next time on more Ace Attorney Spirit of Justice, case number 4, whatever this one's called. Turnabout, storyteller, turnabout. I'll figure it out for the next episode. Until next time, so long, and take care. Thank you for watching this video. Feel free to comment on what you saw and what you'd like to see next. I always love to hear your thoughts. But before we go, please remember that you matter, and you are brilliant, and you are loved, and you should always be true to yourself. Never let the world tell you any different. Much love to you from your friendly, feathered, flightless bird.